Now that not E3 is all wrapped up, there's been a lot of exciting gaming reveals and updates. It almost feels like E3 wasn't actually cancelled this year. So I thought it would be fun to cover some highlights from the various presentations. And since there's way too much for me to cover in a single video, I thought the next best thing would be a brief recap of a handful of games. Games that I personally found to be the most exciting. Anyway, there's a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. The Pokémon Company released a brand new trailer for Scarlet and Violet versions. And with it, we got 5 new Pokémon, including the adorable Smoliv and Lechonk. That's right, this cute little piggy is named Lechonk. But what excited me most about this trailer was the announcement that I can explore the world of Pokémon with my friends. Up to 4 players can run around in the open world together. The extent of this feature remains to be seen, but the multiplayer raid battles in Sword and Shield were so much fun, so color me optimistic. Misc, a tiny tail, just got a brand new trailer and a release date for sometime next year. For those who haven't heard of it, you play as this miniature adorable robot who explores sandboxes and gardens. It's a 3D platformer collectathon in the vein of Mario and Spyro games. And if you're still not convinced, there's a short but sweet demo on Steam that's absolutely amazing. I'm sad I won't be able to play more until next year, but it seems like it'll be worth the wait. When Planet of Lana was revealed last year, I was sold on the visuals alone. And now that they've shown off more of the gameplay and story, I'm practically begging the developers to take my money. It has the vibes of The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Inside, if that's all even possible, with a gorgeous hand-painted art style. Also, there's a cute cat-like companion that adds to the puzzle and exploration elements. We know it's coming sometime this year, but I really hope it's soon because I need it now. Schim is a 3D platformer where you play as a shadow looking for the human you belong to. And you can only move or jump from shadow to shadow. This game looks super simple and super fun. A lot of people are saying this feels like the games you'd play on the playground as a kid, like The Floor is Lava. The concept is intriguing and the gameplay looks right up my alley. Hopefully we hear about a release date soon. Lifeless Moon is a platforming exploration game that's set on the moon. You'll have puzzles to contend with as you explore a strange town that 2 astronauts have discovered. If I'm being honest, I'm not totally sure I grasp what's going on. It's got a huge mystery solving element, so maybe I'm not supposed to know. But I am really intrigued. This game was a spiritual successor to another game called Lifeless Planet. PaperKlay is a 3D platformer where you also have to unfold a cardboard world in order to navigate it. It's also got an exploration element, which any good 3D platformer should have. We've only gotten a brief look at it so far, but the idea of mixing concepts like Mario and Fez has me super excited. Holy crap, Zoe, another platformer? You're obsessed. Yes, I am, and I'm not ashamed. 3D platformers are my comfort food, and Frogun looks like no exception. In this cute game called Frogun, it's exactly what it sounds like. You use a frog tongue as a grappling gun to traverse this top-down 3D world. It looks adorable, and it also has some clear Mario inspiration, like a hub world, as well as these enemies that remind me of the Piranha Creeper. It's coming out this summer. In Time Flies, you play as a fly, and you only have a very short amount of time, like 60 seconds, to complete objectives before you die. The whole concept is that life is short, but it seems to be silly and fun too, kind of like Untitled Goose Game. The trailer implies that you're going to stir up some trouble, as a fly. I think it's going to be as meaningful as it is ridiculous. I'm very curious to see more from this game, whenever the devs are ready. Excel is a top-down Zelda-like, and the demo on Steam is a really good time. It's actually a bit like if Horizon Zero Dawn was designed as a classic 2D Zelda game. It starts with the main character crash landing on a strange post-apocalyptic world, with no memory of how she got there. The various level designs look colorful and varied, and there's even a time-traveling element to solving the puzzles. It's supposed to be released very soon, but you can check out the demo right now. The remastered version of the PlayStation Spider-Man game is swinging onto PC, which means more people will be able to access this incredible experience. For me, it means the opportunity to play it handheld on my Steam Deck. If you don't have a PlayStation and you're curious about Spider-Man Remastered, I cannot recommend it enough. The swinging mechanics alone make this game worth it. River Tales Stronger Together is a co-op 3D adventure game where two players take control of a cat and a fish. The cat can't swim and the fish can't go on land, so there's no way through the game unless they, or more specifically, you and a partner, help each other fight enemies and overcome obstacles. It has quite the comedic element, where it seems like the cat and the fish don't exactly like each other very much. It has no set release date, but I'll wait as long as I need to because this looks like a riot. Based on the short but amazing demo I tried, the cub is a lot like the game Inside. You play as a child, the cub, on a post-apocalyptic Earth as you evade hostile humans who have returned from Mars. Sounds wild, right? Well, the gameplay is great. Another element of the game is that the cub finds one of the Martians' helmets and listens to their radio through it, so you also get to listen to some chill tunes. Apparently, this game is a sequel to Golf Club Wasteland, which is a side-scrolling game that features the same Martians on the same post-apocalyptic Earth. I might be in the minority, but I am so excited to see The Last of Us Part 1 get a ground-up remake. The PS4 version didn't age terribly or anything, but The Last of Us Part 2 did step up the graphics and gameplay in a big way. So it'll be cool to play the original game with the most up-to-date visuals and mechanics from its sequel. If you're not obsessed with this series, like me, this remake might not be for you, but I can't wait to play it again. And it's also coming to PC, which means more people will be able to play it for the first time. In Choo-Choo Charles, Thomas the Tank Engine has become a possessed spider train, and you must explore an open-world island of Sodor, searching for resources that will help you to defeat him once and for all. Okay, it isn't Thomas the Tank Engine, but Choo-Choo Charles really does look like an alternate timeline version of him. Anyway, this creepy first-person survival game is about evading a demon train, all while looking for stuff to keep you alive and eventually kill him. Sounds crazy, right? Sign me up! Grounded is a 3D survival game set in your garden. You shrink down and battle insects and other enemies to survive. It's clearly inspired by 90s shrinking adventures. It even takes place in the 90s. This single and multiplayer game has been in early access since 2020, and it finally gets a full release in September. NAIAD looks like the definition of peaceful. And cute. And I just really want to play it now. You play as a nymph who traverses the rivers. The objective is to remove obstacles to help your animal friends. It's a top-down puzzle exploration game, and also, the animals follow you around. This game seems so wholesome, and it wasn't even in the Wholesome Direct. Plus, it has turtles. Very nice, 5 stars. Slopecrashers is a new arcade snowboarding game. It has all the goodness that you'd expect from a multiplayer racing game. Cute animals, exciting music, and a great aesthetic. It almost looks like a Nintendo game. I tried the demo on Steam, and the gameplay is buttery and fun. It still needs a bit of work, but I'm certain the few kinks will be ironed out in time for its release later this year. Sega finally gave us our first proper look at Sonic Sonic Frontiers. And at first, well, it looked a little disappointing. Sonic was shown running around a barren, grassy landscape that clashed with his usual aesthetic. But then they showed off the combat, and honestly, it kinda won me over. It looked less like Zelda and more like Shadow of the Colossus. If the rumors are true and there's some classic 3D Sonic elements as well, I think we may be in for a treat. Going into the preview for Asterigos Curse of the Stars, I kinda felt a little out of the loop. I guess I've missed previous news on the game, but it looks phenomenal. You play as a young woman looking for her father, when she enters a cursed city and begins to learn all about its history. You're basically fighting gods and mythical creatures as you explore the game's world and unravel the mysteries within. It looks a little challenging, maybe too challenging for me, but the mythical elements and the stories of curses have already pulled me in. The Last Case of Benedict Fox is an exciting clash of a whole bunch of ideas. First off, the devs describe it as a Lovecraftian Metroidvania. But it also looks like it has elements of a classic whodunit. The concept is that you physically explore your father's memories to find out what happened to him, and the design is just so cool. I don't normally play just any Metroidvania, but this looks like a really good time. I don't have a lot to say about Exo One, but I am very curious about it. It seems like a simple, relaxing game where you fly a spaceship through various beautiful worlds and landscapes. There's even a bit of a mystery to solve. It's been available on PC since last year, but it's not Steam Deck compatible, so I'll probably wait for the PlayStation release to check this out. Inside and Limbo's lead gameplay designer is making this 3D sci-fi puzzle game. Cocoon is an adventure through worlds that exist within worlds that exist within worlds. I'm not entirely grasping what's going on here, but I'm on board. The description also suggests there's a cosmic mystery to solve, as if I needed another reason to get excited. Somerville is the next Inside and Limbo, from one of the co-founders of Playdead, who's now at a new company called Jumpship. This time, it isn't a 2D side-scroller, but a 3D sci-fi adventure. The Steam page description reads, "In the wake of catastrophe, you must find the means to make your family whole again." Between this and Cocoon, Inside and Limbo fans will be eating good over the next 12 months. There aren't too many AAA titles on this list, mainly because there aren't too many that I'm personally excited for, but Starfield is one of them. A gigantic, open, space-bound RPG sounds amazing. I've never played a Bethesda RPG like this before, because even though the gameplay seems like a lot of fun, the worlds in Elder Scrolls and Fallout just aren't for me. There's just something very alluring about exploring the wide expanse of the cosmos. Plus, you get to build your own spaceship. I love Rocket League, and the only thing I wanted more from it is more sports. Turbo Golf Racing is exactly that, Rocket League Golf. I've tried the demo, and it even controls exactly like Rocket League. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a complaint. It's a good thing. It's an 8-player race to get your ball in the hole. You can also slow your enemies down with weapons. I'm super excited for the full release, when I'll be able to maybe possibly get better at playing this, because I'm kind of bad at it. Hamster on Rails. This is a top-down game where you're a hamster that builds railway tracks to solve puzzles and collect items. You must find unexpected paths through charming environments to help the hamster village. I don't know what else to say about this game, other than it has railway tracks, tiny animals, and puzzles. I'm already sold. The Spirit in the Mouse is about a tiny mouse wandering around a small French town, gifted with the power of electricity. Think Pikachu, if he starred in Ratatouille. Okay, but despite the obvious connections, the demo was charming and entertaining. You run around helping people, completing quests, and exploring the town. You're a mouse, so you can sneak around almost anywhere. It even has a collectathon element. I can't wait to play more and find all the secrets the game has to offer. Wholesome Out and About is a life simulator in which you forage for and learn about real-life things like mushrooms, which also means you get to learn what not to pick. And then, you sell your goods at the farmer's market, or cook them into fun recipes. Along the way, you'll be helping your grandma, as well as restoring the village. It's described as cottagecore and looks super peaceful. Mika and the Witch's Mountain is basically a video game version of Kiki's Delivery Service. You play as an aspiring witch who's come to a small town to deliver people's packages. You can also fly around the game's world with your broom, which is enough for me to put it on my wish list. It looks very relaxing, too. LumbearJack, with its cute name, is a cute game about a bear trying to save a forest and stop a company called Evilworks that is trying to destroy it. You have a lot of sweet little animals helping you along the way, including a turtle, and you use an axe to destroy the villain's man-made structures. I've heard it's a short game, only a few hours, but it's getting a lot of positive feedback. And it's already out. The Plucky Squire is the new game from James Turner, who you may or may not know as the art director for Pokémon Sword and Shield. As you can see from the footage, it's a 2D and 3D adventure game with a super cute toy-like quality. It's not entirely clear what the narrative is, just that you get kicked out of a storybook and into a child's bedroom early on. But it legitimately oozes charm. I cannot wait for this to come out next year. It looks like a blast. Whew, that's a lot of great looking stuff. What was your favorite part of not E3? Which game jumped off the screen and called out your name? It could be something in this highlight reel or a title I didn't even mention. Please leave me your thoughts down below, and I'll see you next time.